this one inside is the negative terminal. Okay, so the positive terminal should be connected, as you see, to these two terminals, as you see here, because this is the red color. Red colors means positive and black color means negative. So let's check. So this is the first one, and this is the second one. This is the positive pin, and these two are negative. Okay, as you can see. Select 20 volt DC in the multimeter. We have here in the multimeter 19 volt. So the adapter is good. So let's connect the adapter to the motherboard. As you can see, we have here 19 volt. Also in this terminal we have 19 volt. Okay. Hi again. We're going to see the laptop motherboard power jack. So we're going to check two laptop motherboard power jacks. So we're going to see this power jack. As you can see here, this is the first power jack that we're going to check, and this is the second. So we're going to check this and this. Okay, two motherboards. So let's get started. So as you can see here, always in every motherboard or in every dead motherboard, when you want to check a dead motherboard, as we see before, you should first check the whole motherboard in general visually and look for a bad components or a burnt components. And after, if you find that all components are good, in good state, then you can go to the next step. So the next step is to check the power jack, as you can see. So this is the power jack for this motherboard. As you see, this motherboard is for an HP laptop. Okay, so always you can find HP laptop with this kind of power jack, as you can see here. To check this power jack, you should first check it if it is installed or not. Okay, always check if this power jack is good, is installed correctly in the motherboard or not. Okay, so you can check its pins and terminals, as you can see here. Okay, always check this solder if it's good or not, and also in the back, as you can see. So in the back of the motherboard also check its connection or the solder, as you can see, is it good or not. If you find that the solder is not good, you should do another solder. Okay, so because if the solder is not good, the continuity or the conductivity will be poor. Okay, and then maybe the motherboard can be dead. Okay, so always check this if it is in good state or not. Then, as you can see here, always the power jack, you can find two terminals, always the positive terminal and the negative terminal. Of course, in some motherboard you can find three terminals: positive terminals, negative terminals, and the identification pins. Okay, for Dell, for example, for Dell laptop, you can find three terminals in its power jack. Okay, so for this motherboard we have just two terminals. Okay, the positive here, we have the positive in this hole and the negative here. Okay, I will draw for you the symbol of the power jack. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, always this is, you can find a power jack with two terminals. Okay, so not always but usually. Okay, because there are some laptop like Dell laptops, the power jack of the D laptop have three terminals, as I see to you. The positive, okay, terminal, the negative terminal, and the ID, okay, terminal, okay. But usually you can find that the power jack has two terminals. As you can see, this is the positive terminal, okay, this is the positive, okay, plus, and this is negative, okay, positive and negative, okay. So this is the power jack in general, okay. But as I told you before, you can find a power jack with 3 pins, okay, or 3 parts or terminal, okay. So for this kind of laptop, as you can see here, so we have here, as you can see, 2 terminals, okay. So let's check these pins, okay. So let's put the multimeter to the continuity option. As you can see, this is the continuity option, and then power on the multimeter. So this is the first pin, this is the positive pin, as you can see here, okay. So this is the positive pin here, right here, and this is the negative. These two are negative, okay. So let's power on the multimeter and let's check the continuity. So this is the positive pin and these two are negative, okay, as you can see. So let's check another motherboard. So here, as you can see, this is the second motherboard, as you can see here, okay. So this motherboard, as you can see, we have here 2 terminals. This is a positive terminal, okay. So this is positive, and here around this positive we have the negative terminal, okay. And it's clear here, as you can see, it's clear. So we have our power jack, as you can see here, and we have our multimeter. Always we should put the multimeter to the continuity option and then use the multimeter probe, okay. So these two, okay, so these 4 pins are for this power jack. So these 2 pins is a ground, as you can see. These 2 pins are connected together and connected to ground, as you can see. Also this are connected to ground. This and this, no, this is the positive terminal, as you can see. This is not connected and not connected also to the ground. So this is positive terminal, as you can see. This positive terminal is connected directly to the switch, okay. This is the switch, and here this is the negative terminal, okay. So if we check, so this is the positive terminal, this are positive. So let's put one probe here and put another probe here in this pin. So this is a bad power jack, as you can see. Now continuity. This is a bad power jack, okay. This is a bad power jack. Let's check this, the negative probe here. Good. Here the negative is around, as you can see. This is the negative, this one, okay. As you can see, this is negative, but the positive, as you can see, is not connected. Bad. So I will check. So let's see this clearly, okay. And of course here, if you focus here, we have here a burned, this power jack is burned out. Do you see? Do you see here this? this power jack is burned out. We have a problem in this power jack. So this is the positive terminal, and over here, as you can see, here inside, as you can see, do you see? This is the negative terminal, and this is the positive terminal. And here, do you see this burned? So this positive terminal is not connected to the motherboard. Is not connected to the motherboard here. So here we find that the power jack is bad. That's why this motherboard is dead. So if we change this power jack, the motherboard will be operated correctly. Okay? So this is all about the power jack. Always you should check the power jack. Check if the power jack is fixed to the motherboard correctly, and also you should check the solder. Okay, the solder, you should check if the solder is good, in good state or not. If you find that the solder is not in good state, you should resolder, do another solder, a new solder. Okay, and then check if the power jack is connected correctly to the motherboard or not. Okay, and then check using the multimeter the continuity between the negative pins to the negative pins in the motherboard and the positive pins in the power jack to the positive pins in the motherboard. Okay? Now in this lecture we're going to see the power jack cable. Okay? So I will show you and I will teach you how to check the power jack cable, and then resume if the power jack cable is good or not. Okay, so we have seen before that the first thing to do is to check the motherboard visually, the whole motherboard, and look for a bad component or a burned IC, etc. And then if you find that the motherboard in general is in good state, you should then move to check the power jack. And we have seen that the power jack should be connected correctly to the motherboard and should be soldered to the motherboard correctly. And also we have seen how to check the power jack, the continuity of the power jack between the negative terminal and the other negative terminal in the motherboard and the positive terminal to other positive terminal in the motherboard. Now I will show you how to check the power jack cable. So here we have two kinds of motherboard. As you see, this is one kind of motherboards. Okay, so with this power jack, as you see, this is the power jack here, but this power jack is not connected directly to the motherboard. This power jack is connected to the motherboard via this cable, as you can see here. Okay, so we have another motherboard with the same principle, as you can see here. So this is the power jack, as you can see here. Okay, always the power jack have two terminals, one positive terminal and the other is negative terminal. Okay, so this power jack is not connected to this motherboard directly. It is connected to the motherboard via this long cable, as you can see here. So how can we check if the cable is in good state or not? I'll show you how. So let's begin first with this motherboard. Okay, so let's begin with this motherboard. So to check the cable, you should first prepare your motherboard, as you can see here, and then use, of course, the multimeter, as you can see here. Okay, so let's put first the multimeter to the continuity option, as you can see here, and there power on the multimeter. Okay, as you can see. And then let's check the continuity, if the continuity is seated correctly or not. Okay, so the continuity is seated correctly. Okay, so now as you can see, so as I told you before, this is a power jack exactly like the normal power jack that is connected to the motherboard. So here this one is positive, as you can see here, and this one inside, as you can see here, inside is the negative terminal. Okay, so the positive terminal should be connected, as you see, to this two terminals, as you see here, because this is the red color. Red colors means positive and black color means negative. So this pin should have a continuity directly to these two wires. As you see, these two wires are exactly here, as you can see, and this terminal inside this power jack, as you can see here, inside should be connected to these two wires. The black wires means these two terminals. So let's check. So first I will put one probe here. So this is the positive probe, as you can see here. Okay, and then go here and check. So this is the first one, and this is the second one. Now the cable, the positive wires of the cable are good. But if I check with black, as you see, terminal, no continuity, as you can see. But if I go here, as you can see here, so let's put this probe here, as you can see. Okay, I put the probe here in the terminal and then go here to black. As you see, I have continuity. Okay, but no continuity with the red wires, means this is a good cable. Okay, so now we check between the power jack and the connector. Okay, so I can draw for you this cable. Okay, so this is the positive terminal. Okay, and this is the negative terminal. Okay, so here we have a connector, as you see. So this is connector. Let's draw this connector with a different color. Okay, we have here a connector. So this connector contains 4 pins, as you see, 2 pins here and other pins here. So this positive terminal is connected to these 2 pins, and this negative terminal is connected to these 2 pins, exactly like this motherboard, as you can see. So the power jack, we have here 2 black wire and 2 red wire, exactly like this. Okay, so this connector is this, and this power jack is this. Here, of course, we have 5 pins, as you can see here, but this pin is not connected, as you can see here. Nothing here. Okay, this pin here is not connected. Okay, so let's check this motherboard. As you can see, we have with the same working principle. As you can see, this is positive, and over here we have negative here in the side. Okay, so, and here, of course, as you can see here, we have always double wire. This double wire, red wire, connected to the positive here, the middle pin, and here we have double black wire, okay, connected to the negative part inside the power jack. Okay, so let's check also this using the multimeter. Always you should put the multimeter to the continuity option and then press power button. Okay, so let's check. So as you can see here, so let's put one probe here, as you can see, in this one probe here in this pin. As you can see, we'll put one probe here, okay, like this, and then go and put the other probe here, as you see, okay, two red wire, okay, and then as you can see here, this is okay, this is positive and this is negative. Over here this is negative, so I will try to put this red into negative. As you see, this is a negative terminal, okay, so and then put the other probe in the black wire, as you see, okay, do you see? But with the red probe, now continue it, as you see, but with the black probe, yes, okay. So also this wire or this cable is in good state, okay. So first we check the motherboard in general, the state of the motherboard in general. Then we go to check the power jack, if the power jack is good or not. And then if you find that the motherboard components are in good state in general, and then the power jack is in good state in general, you should check the power cable, okay.